going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Fish Flicks, and we back here once again with another movie review. Today, we're going to be sitting here and reviewing Superman, the long-anticipated DC film of James Gunn's new DCU. It's finally come and it has arrived. And what do I have to say about it, man? It's been definitely been a journey getting to this film, man. Just seeing the whole process and how it's finally here, man. And then just that feeling once you finally just sit down in the theater and realizing that you're about to watch this movie. And so, upon watching this film, man, I gotta say, I had a total blast watching this movie from start to finish. James Gunn did something special with this film. This truly does feel like the film that he's been building up to making throughout his career all the way up to this point. This movie is the true fresh start of a new DCU, and I think we are officially in good hands when it comes to James Gunn, and I think we can officially say that he has our trust in his direction of the DCU moving forward. What James Gunn is able to accomplish with this Superman film is he essentially makes the single most comic book film of all time. It truly feels like the panels of a comic book come to life with this Superman. And I just thought that it was just astounding with what he was able to do. This truly does feel like the Superman movie that I have been waiting for years. It's truly just bold. It's bright. It has some aura to it, man. Just the vividness, the joyfulness, the humanity. It's a very vibrant and new world in ECU. And I like how it just completely differs from the MCU to where it's able to stand on its own. And what James Gunn does with this Superman movie is not only does he make a great Superman movie overall, but he does a great job building out this world in this new DCU because his task with this movie is not only just to make a great Superman movie, but to build out a new DCU. And I thought he did a tremendous job all in all together. Just all around with this movie, it is just wonderfully made, whether it's behind the camera, in front of the camera. Everybody truly brings it with this movie. And just truly, man, you can't have a great Superman movie without a great Superman and who truly embodies the role of Superman and makes it his own. And I'm happy to say that David Corenswet, man, what he is easily my favorite live action incarnation of Superman ever. I love Henry Cavill. I respect everything that Christopher Reeve did. I even have some love for Brandon Routh at Superman Returns. But David Cornsweet truly makes this role his own. He truly does embody Superman within this movie. There's a couple scenes and moments throughout where you just hear him talk or he just pops up somewhere as Superman. You just go, "That's Superman right there." That is truly Superman. And what he does with this incarnation of Superman is that he just wants to do good. Like he's an immigrant because he's not from this world, man. He comes from a whole totally different planet, landed with the Kents on this with small town farmers, and they're the ones that raised him up into being Superman essentially. And I love that about this incarnation is that he's a true Boy Scout at the end of the day who just operates with no code, like, oh, with no political stances, nothing. He just wants to go around and do good and save the world at the end of the day. So he's a Boy Scout. He has a bit of naivety within himself, but you understand it. You could tell, and you can see why he gets frustrated by certain questions. He's not acting off of any political stance. He just wants to do good and look out for the little guy essentially at the end of the day. And David Corenswet just truly brought Superman. Just he had a big smile on my face every time he was on the screen. And with Superman, you gotta have a great Lois Lane. And Rachel Brosnahan, when they casted her, I just knew she was the perfect fit for Lois Lane. And my oh my, was she perfect. She just exceeded my expectations as Lois Lane. She truly embodies Lois Lane as well. And she is the best Lois Lane we've ever seen on screen. And the chemistry that David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan have on screen together was just tremendous. And you could just tell James Gunn took his time casting these two. He had them do their individual auditions and then had them do chemistry tests together into where he realized, yep, this is my Superman, this is my Lois. And you just see it on screen as their chemistry just exudes and just lights up the screen, man. I just wanted more of it. And Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane, you could tell she's just chasing after that story. She just truly embodies Lois Lane more so than ever. That's partially why I had a problem with Amy Adams. She just never felt like her own or felt like Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan, absolutely. Now we got to talk about Mr. Player Hater of the Year, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Man, my goodness, I don't have enough words to say about this man, Nicholas Hoult, and his journey getting this part. Man, he just truly earned it. And you just feel like, yes, he is Lex Luthor, and he was the absolute perfect choice to play Lex Luthor, as he is also my favorite incarnation of Lex Luthor in live action, because he just embodied evil. Just pure evil, and he just hated Superman. Like, my goodness, just his mere existence, just him breathing, just, yeah, I hate your ass and I need you dead. And you can just tell with this Lex Luthor is that he's so just embodies evil. Like, he's willing to destroy a whole city if it caters to his true goals and motivations, as that's how selfish, that's how evil he is, and that's how much of a hatred he has for Superman within this movie. And Nicholas Hoult, man, he truly earned this role. And let me tell you about Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is the true example of good things happen to you when you wait. Cause this man's been through the ringer. He's been in this industry for a hot minute, for well over a decade and some change. And just his journey to landing this role. Cause remember, he was in contention for the Batman, for Matt Reeves' Batman. It was him and Robert Pattinson were the final two to potentially take Batman, but he lost out to Robert Pattinson. He was in contention for Superman. It was him and David Corenswet. And James Gunn said that Nicholas Hoult had a great audition as Superman. But David Cornswet was the right choice. But James Gunn, he made that ultimate chess move to like, okay, let me cast the actor who lost out on the role of Superman and cast him as Lex Luthor. Like, that's just chef's kiss genius. And you just tell like, yes, this is the role that was meant for Nicholas Hoult. He wasn't meant to be Batman. He wasn't meant to be Superman. He was meant to be Lex Luthor. And with his patience and just with his constant work, putting in the work within the industry with all the roles, like the menu and everything. It was well earned. It's led up to this point, and he was fantastic as Lex Luthor. This Superman movie, man, the writing was phenomenal. The cinematography, the shots throughout this movie that are just astounding. And of course, man, how could I not talk about Crypto, man? Crypto was a true scene stealer throughout this movie. You could tell, like, bringing in Crypto, a dog, a super dog who's wandering around on a cape, it can be like, okay, maybe that's a little too much, because I never would have thought Crypto the dog who I seen have his own animated series on Cartoon Network, would appear in a live action film. So seeing him actually appear and be as great as he was just phenomenal. And Crypto just kept a smile on my face. The inclusion of the Justice Gang, as they were clearly brought in to, expand this DCU, bring in like, hey, these are the characters that are here because metahumans, you're dropped into this established DCU, as metahumans have been around for centuries. So superheroes and metahumans, they're not new to regular human beings, as they've been around. So you're just being dropped into this universe where they're already existing doing their thing. And that's why I thought the Justice Gang, they had a nice inclusion. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, man, he kills it in the role. I like to see more of what they could do with Isabel Merced. She didn't have too much to do, but she has a nice presence in the role as Hot Girl. And Mr. Terrific, man, Mr. Terrific, the guy, man, he just killed it. He was a scene stealer throughout this movie as well. No doubt he kills it. And I would love to see a potential spinoff on HBO Max of Mr. Terrific. That's how just badass and cool he was as a character within this film. In this movie, I know for a fact that it's definitely not going to be for everyone. It's totally not. Because what James Gunn does is that he drops us directly into this universe as it's already established. Because you're dropping into this universe as Superman just loses a fight. He's in the middle of a fight, essentially. So it's like you don't get the origin stories and everything. We don't need all that. And I truly did and love that. And a lot of people are not going to like that. It's not going to work for them. And that's okay. But it worked for me personally, as I love the campiness to it. I love the humor was astounding throughout, man. I was laughing my ass off. It wasn't too much. It fit with the overall vibe and tone of the movie as a whole. And the things I love and been raving about, it's not going to work for some people. And that's understandably so, because James Gunn has a certain style and tone about himself with this, especially with this movie, that's just not going to resonate with everyone. But it did for me tremendously, as I had a smile on my face from start to finish throughout this film. And, I have a few little nitpicks with the movie, just a few nitpicks, but that's it. First off, the movie is too short. It's too short, and that's rare for me to have that as, as a negative, because you're saying like some movies are a little bit too long. But this movie is a bit too short. I think this movie definitely could have benefited from an additional 15 to 20 minutes, give certain scenes a lot more room to breathe and flesh them out a little bit more. Because I feel like, White man, Perry White, played by my guy, I feel like he was totally underused within this film. Totally underused. Like he just dropped in at one point in the film, and it feels like there was a certain section of the film that may have been cut out, including Perry White, that could have been used greatly. But I'm thinking maybe James Gunn wanted to keep the runtime to a tight, 2 hours, quick in and out, fast paced, because the movie is very fast paced. It's like you're in and out with this movie. So that's probably what it was with that right then and there. Is that it's just a bit too short. There's just like one line of dialogue that maybe did not work for me, just said by a character. But other than that, I have no other issues with this movie because I love this movie. Like I said, this was the Superman movie that I had been waiting years to see on the big screen. And James Gunn absolutely delivered, and no doubt about it. And what he does with this movie, what he accomplishes is that it makes you want to jump back into this DCU ASAP. I want to be back in this world. I want to see more of these characters. I want to see more of some other characters that we have not seen yet. It gets you excited to see, like, hey, how is a Batman going to work within this world and interact with a Superman? That right there, that interaction gets so much more interesting and more media right then and there. So I'm excited, man, because Peacemaker is the next time we're back within this DCU. And then Supergirl, in which it was already announced that she does have a presence within the film, so that's not a spoiler. And the little scene that she does have, man, I thought it was just great. And I can't wait to see what they do with Supergirl in the future. But overall, man, James Gunn absolutely delivered a fantastic film, a very vibrant, bright colored, campy, joyful film that just fills you with joy after watching it and inspires you to just want to be a better and good person and just do nice things. That's it. That's the message. Just be nice, be a good human, and do good at the end of the day. And that's why James Gunn's Superman, for me personally, on the fish scale, it gets a solid 5 out of 5 on the fish scale. This movie was just astounding and was just a marvel to watch, man. And I cannot wait to see what he does next with all of these characters. And before I go, man, real quick, the Kents within this movie, I love what they did. They're truly small town farmers, and they're the reasons why Clark Kent is the way he is. And you see that they just raised him right to build him up into becoming the Superman that we know and love today. But that's it for me, man. Superman, it's in theaters now. Go check it out when you get the chance, man. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but for me personally, I recommend you check it out as I just loved it so much. It's a phenomenal movie, in my opinion, and it's the start to a new DC. But that's it for me, you guys, man. Go ahead, like the video down below, comment down below as well. Subscribe to the channel, as this is greatly does help with the channel overall, as we're trying to push to that 1,000 subscribers, man. Go ahead and be on the lookout for all future uploads, all future movie reviews and talk sessions, interviews. And they're all coming down along the pipeline. But that's it for me, you guys, man. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your days. And yeah, that's the fish reel for you.